One of this country's most famous literary figures found peace and inspiration in the grounds of this stately manor. So, who was he and where am I? Find out in just a moment. Today, a young family has travelled 9,000 miles back to the UK to find their country retreat, because home is where the heart is.
I can see dogs, I can see mess, muck, children, chaos, noise, but that's what we want.
And it's not long before they start talking money as thoughts turn to shopping.
I'm already sort of imagining what new furniture I could buy for this room.
Today I'm in Lincolnshire and this striking mansion is Gunby Hall, built in 1700 for the Massingberd family. Now, Victorian poet laureate Alfred Tennyson, who lived nearby in the village of Somersby, was so inspired by this mansion house and its beautiful gardens that it featured in his poem The Palace of Art, where he described Gunby Hall as a haunt of ancient peace. And looking further afield, there are plenty of other beautiful sights to wax lyrical about across this county. Set in the East Midlands, Lincolnshire neighbours no less than 8 other counties, including Yorkshire to the north and Norfolk to the south, with the North Sea running along its eastern edge. As well as being one of the largest counties in England, the Lincolnshire landscape is one of peaceful, understated grandeur. In the south of the county, the fens are a prime example of predominantly level scenery here. For 1,000 years, it has been ongoing work to reclaim the land from the sea. Man-made waterways help drain it to maintain the area's agricultural activity. Further north, the more rolling wolds, an area of outstanding natural beauty, is one of the county's treasures and inspired poet Alfred Lord Tennyson. Along with the natural splendour of the region, the county town of Lincoln retains its cobbled streets and architectural landmarks. There's the impressive Gothic cathedral and the magnificent Lincoln Castle, built by William the Conqueror. As a rich and diverse county with one of the lowest population densities in the country, Lincolnshire is a sound choice for escapees wishing to slow things down whilst enjoying Britain at its best. When it comes to buying property, Lincolnshire offers fantastic value for money. The average price of a detached property currently stands at just under £180,000. Now that's over £100,000 less than the national figure. In the northern part of the county, you'll find the most affordable housing. But do bear in mind, if you decide to settle in the south, in and around the historic and attractive towns of Bourne and Stamford, you could well pay a premium. So let's find out which part of Lincolnshire today's buyers want to call home. Full-time mum Rebecca and civil engineer Will have recently returned to the UK after 7 years living and working abroad. Their 2-year-old daughter Esme was born in Perth, Australia, their last stop. But it was 8 years ago, back in the UK, that their paths first crossed.
William and I met in York. William was living there at the time, and I was teaching, and we just happened to meet on a night out in a bar.
I just thought she was beautiful. She was beautiful. That's why I just had to speak to her, had to get to know her.
And since then, really, we've been inseparable.
Yeah.
They left the country 10 months later, spent 2 years in Jamaica and 5 years in Australia. And it was while they were down under that they tied the knot.
We got married in 2012 on a beach in Australia, and it was a really different wedding. There was just the two of us. I jumped out of a plane the day before, we went swimming with dolphins. So yeah, it was just a really, really special time for us.
When Esme came along in 2013, they started thinking about the life they want for her. 2 months ago, they landed back on home soil and have been living in a house belonging to Will's family near Lincoln, the area where they ideally want to set up home.
I'm actually from Lincolnshire originally. I grew up in the area that we're looking for a house. But yeah, people tend to go back to their roots, and that's something that I definitely want for us and want for our family.
Living back in England is something new for all of them, not just Esme.
Well, because we've lived in different countries, this is the first time we've actually lived in England together, and it's the first time that we'll be buying a house jointly. Together. So it's quite special, and hence the reason it's quite important we get it right.
But I think the biggest change will be moving from a city that we were in, Perth, into the countryside, so we're really looking forward to that.
I think for Esme, it will be really important that she has the upbringing that's similar to what we had. She loves nature, she loves animals, she loves getting dirty, she's a real outdoor girl, and I think the countryside will really suit her.
Yeah.
As Will has shifted career and is now joining the family business on the farm where he grew up, Esme will have plenty of opportunities to explore the great outdoors. Both parents are also looking forward to their leisure time too.
I really enjoy cooking. It's something I love doing for family and friends. I try and involve Esme with a few baking bits, but that is something that I do. I spend a lot of time in the kitchen.
I enjoy cycling. Got a few bikes, got a road bike and a couple of others, and we go out with Esme as well.
Yes.
Dabbling in the garden as well. I do like
Yes.
that. I like to have a few projects to do.
You know, maybe just simple herb garden would start us off. Having the space to do that would be really good because we're quite keen to a bit more of the home life.
Yeah, maybe get some chickens, that would be good.
Yeah, maybe some ducks.
So, with thoughts of sun, sea and sand at the back of their minds, this young family is now looking to the future.
We're just ready for a change. Although we will miss Australia, it doesn't feel at the moment like we're missing out because we're having all these new things and new experiences. Yeah.
We've never had a family base, and to have that kind of put some roots down and really settle into a family life.
Rebecca and Will have decided they'd like to live somewhere within the triangle between Lincoln, Brigg and Louth, not too far from Will's family near Rugby. Before we set off on our search for their perfect Lincolnshire property, we're meeting in the county so I can dig deeper into what's on their wish list.
Well, welcome you two back to the UK, Will and Rebecca. How many years have you been away?
7 in total, Nikki.
I'm sure it's been a hard decision, you know, to decide to come back to the UK, but has Esme played a role in that?
She's really happy here now. She loves the outdoors and, yeah, I think that she's definitely in a good place.
Oh.
Yes.
So, first house that you've bought, what are you looking for exactly?
A family home, something that works for us in terms of space, outdoor, being in the garden, that sort of thing.
What's the style of the property? Because in Australia, you know, my experience, they're all quite modern, open plan. You know, are you used to that, or do you want something different back here?
I think what we're really after is to get some of those features from the Australian houses that we're used to, certainly the open plan living. Bigger gardens, yeah, would definitely be nice. We tended to have the older style properties in Australia.
We do. The modern style properties we generally tend to avoid. We like old features, high ceilings. We really like quirkiness, a bit of character.
So let's talk about the finer details of this new home. How many bedrooms?
4 minimum, I'd say. Yes, we'd like to expand our family, and I think that 4 would be the minimum at this stage.
So 4 bedrooms. What about the kitchen, the downstairs area? What's that going to be like?
I think the key to that is really having a big open family area or the possibility to create that.
Yeah, I think the kitchen is the heart of the home, and I think that that's what needs to be the focus, actually. That area really needs to work for us.
So if we find this quirky property, chances are it might need a little bit of work. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, open to doing something. I mean, obviously we're making the place look nice and be our home. Really looking forward to doing that.
Are we talking about extensions, knocking down walls? Is that a job too far?
I think if we walked into a house and it was completely done, I think we'd feel disappointed. If we walked into a property and we saw potential, this wall could come down and we might expand here and we'd feel a bit more motivated in that way, yeah.
And what about the actual location of the property? Ideally, do you want to be quite close to a town or more rural?
I would like just rural, our own space, not overlooked, definitely not.
So remind us how much you've got to spend with this move.
The budget's 400,000, but there's a bit of room, I think, wriggle room at the top. If it really pulls on the heartstrings, I think we could go up to, say, 425.
So that's our top ceiling, is it?
It is, yes.
For the perfect property. Well, I think we should get started then,
Yes,
shall we?
Excellent.
Come on.
Thank you.
With a top budget of £425,000, Rebecca and Will are looking for an older property with character that features a spacious interior and 4 bedrooms. Outside, they'd like a garden that 2-year-old Esme can enjoy playing in, and they're keen on a rural position that's not overlooked. and also not too far from Will's work near Rugby. We've selected 3 completely contrasting properties for our buyers to view, but the price of each will only be revealed after they've completed each tour. Our final visit will be to the Mystery House, which may have a youthful addition, but I'm hoping it'll be considered a bonus rather than a minus. We're beginning our journey just outside the village of Upton. It's around 30 miles northwest of Lincoln and a 35-minute drive from Will's job near Rugby. Upton is a quiet but sociable village with a scattering of pretty cottages. There's a handsome church thought to date back to the 11th century, a dining pub, and then there's the renowned Upton Chippy. Founded in 1948, it's always prided itself on locally caught fish, using a coal-fired frying range and their traditional secret batter recipe. Just a 10-minute walk away is where we're starting our house hunt.
Through the tree. And this is our first home.
Lovely.
That's really pretty.
I like the front of the property. It's got nice symmetry, and the front door, yeah, it's got presence.
I think it looks like a really substantial house. Nice big windows, so it should be light inside, and quite an established garden with some big trees, so quite a bit for me to do, I think.
Going to keep you busy, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right, well, I think it's time we explored our first house.
Let's go.
This attractive period property was built in 1843 as the main house to a neighbouring flour mill. It was extended in 1920. The front door leads to a long hallway and the sitting room is off to the right.
High ceilings, nice size.
Yeah, nice old features.
Definitely a impressive fireplace, I have to say.
Look at those tiles.
I know.
They have to be
They
original,
must be
don't they?
Must be. Really like it.
I didn't think we could probably get this in the countryside.
No.
It's got that proportion that you more associate with like a big townhouse.
That's right, it's not farmhousey, is it? It's definitely got the townhouse appeal.
You've got 2 reception rooms. This is just one.
Right.
The other one at the moment is being used as a dining room, so it's about the same size.
This has been the grown-up room.
Further down the hallway at the back of the house is the kitchen, another bright, spacious room with access to the garden.
Really stunning kitchen, actually. Lovely and light.
And if this wasn't big enough, across the hallway, you have a scullery stroke kitchen stroke utility room.
Oh, wow. Well, never thought in a million years we'd have anything like that, so that's wonderful.
So you're liking what you see?
Yes, I can see dogs, I can see mess, muck, children, chaos, noise, but that's what we want.
You've also got a study downstairs.
Oh, that's good.
But in the back of your mind, because you've got the downstairs cloakroom, you could make that into another bedroom if ever you wanted to.
How many bedrooms is this?
Well, that's a good question. Shall we explore?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
A winding stairway opposite the front door leads us to a large light landing and a wonderfully unique family bathroom that serves 4 bedrooms. There's a double with a window at the side of the house, an individually decorated room at the back, and a large sunny double at the front with a feature fireplace. Also at the front is the master.
Nice big size.
Yeah.
It is. Nice high ceilings again from downstairs.
Yes. It also has an ensuite.
Oh, lovely. Very good.
Do you think it's got character, Will?
Yeah, definitely.
In bags.
Yeah.
In bags.
Lots of nice, quirky features.
And yeah, I think we could work with this, definitely.
This well-presented house seems to be winning them over, but the garden is an important factor too. Back downstairs, the double doors in the kitchen lead to a large deck terrace which overlooks a lawn surrounded by hedges and mature trees.
So we've got a generous garden.
Yes, I can see Esme running around having, she's got loads of space here. That wouldn't be a problem.
It's nice and protected from the road as well. It's quite separate.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to the actual house itself because we've got to put a price on it.
OK.
How much do you think this house is on the market for?
I think 395.
OK. I think I'll go 400.
The asking price is £330,000.
Oh, OK. Oh, we're off the mark.
Why don't you go back in, this time on your own? Now you know it's way under your budget.
Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised,
Absolutely.
hopefully. And I'll go this way. Thank you.
This 19th century house has rung in a substantial £95,000 under Rebecca and Will's top budget. meaning they'd have plenty spare to make their mark on the property. It's got well-proportioned rooms downstairs, providing plenty of options for a young family, and there are the high ceilings and original features they want. Upstairs, there are just the number of required bedrooms, and the outside space would be a great playground for their daughter.
Ah, the dual sink, lovely. Very nice. Oh, it's a really good size, isn't it? This could work.
Definitely work.
I was really surprised at the price. It just shows that I don't know the area, and we need to maybe, realise that we can get a lot for our money in Lincolnshire.
I think even though the rooms are a really nice proportion in this house, it's the fact that they're all separate at the moment. There is a cloakroom in between the kitchen and the living room, which would make it difficult to knock through there to make a bigger open area. It just makes it a little bit more complex and to try and think about making the house work for us as a family at the moment.
Have you seen enough?
Yes.
Good, and fantastically under your budget. And this is only our first house. Let's see what else we've got in store.
Lincolnshire is known for being the breadbasket of England due to its abundance of crops and the food it grows for the nation. Its coastal position by the North Sea has also been a lifeline for the fishing industry, centred on Grimsby. In the 1950s, the town was considered the largest and busiest fishing port in the world. But towards the end of the 20th century, the industry had fallen into steep decline. The Ross Tiger, built in 1957, is a trawler from those times and is now the star attraction at the Grimsby Fishing Heritage Centre. Rebecca and Will have come to meet retired fisherman Sid Warwerit, who used to be a deckhand on the vessel.
What was life like on a boat like the Ross Tiger?
It could be exciting, it could be dangerous, rough, cold, hard, uncomfortable, and anything else you could think of.
What was your best memory?
Coming in dock.
Seeing land.
Seeing that dock gate and coming through them dock gates and coming ashore and then on settling day, the next day where you get your money.
And how many hours did you work in a day?
You couldn't say how many hours a day on a board like a ship like this, because when you started work, you turned out, you started work, went back to bed when it was finished. You might not see you get to bed again for the next 2 or 3 days. Would you like me to show you around the ship?
That would be great, thank you.
Right, come this way then.
The Ross Tiger's career as a trawler ended in 1984, but when it was a working boat, there would have been 12 crew on board. It would have fished British waters in the North Sea and also off the coast of Norway, as well as the Arctic waters around Iceland.
These are some of the nets we use.
Sid's taking Rebecca and Will below deck through the engine room of the trawler and up to the wheelhouse at the front to show them how it used to be navigated. And at 128 feet long and weighing in at 355 tonnes, that would have been no mean feat.
If you was a helmsman, you'd stand here, you would read your compass through that mirror, because this is called a binnacle compass. But if that breaks down, you have to use this mirror to look in this mirror to read the compass above your head.
Right.
In Grimsby's fishing heyday, there were hundreds of trawlers like this in the dock. But after the Cod Wars in the 1970s, they started to disappear when Iceland won the right to an exclusive fishing zone in its waters. 30 years ago, around a third of the day's catch from Grimsby's fishermen went to local smokehouses to be smoked, the same way it's been done for more than a century. Next stop for our couple is a visit to the Alfred Enderby Smokehouse near Grimsby Fish Market. The local man who gave his name to the business bought it over 50 years ago, and now his son Richard Enderby is at the helm. The smokehouse is one of just a handful still using traditional smoking methods.
The process is unchanged for 150 years and goes back to the very beginning of Grimsby Fish Docks as a premier fish port.
So what is the process?
It's an overnight process. That's what makes us different. It takes longer. We buy the fish off the fish market, fillet it, and at the end of the day, we put it in the smokehouses and leave it overnight and get it out next morning, put it on these racks, let it cool, and then pack it.
6 years ago, the Grimsby traditional smoked fish that has been through this lengthy smoking process was put on the culinary map when it was given PGI status by the European Union. This protected geographical indicator distinguishes it from mass-produced versions, dried artificially in just a few hours.
So what does that mean for the flavour?
It has more depth to the flavour. Because it's been in the smokhouses that much longer, it has time to imbue into the fish. And I'd like you to taste some so you can understand the difference.
Yes, please. Yeah, great.
Well, this is smoked haddock, which is what we do mostly. So if you want to take a fork. So what do you think of the flavour?
It's quite unique, I'd say.
Yeah,
It's very mellow.
Well, it's delicious.
Thank you.
After sampling some coastal heritage, it's time to return to our property search. For our next offering, we're journeying to the hamlet of Atterby. It's 15 miles north of Lincoln and a half-hour drive from Will's family farm. Local amenities are found half a mile away in the village of Bishop Norton. There's a village hall where local families can get stuck into community life and a playing field perfect for an energetic toddler. There's also the attractive Grade 2 listed St Peter's Church, along with an eclectic mix of country homes. It's a 10-minute walk to peaceful Atterby and to our second house.
So, for our next property, we thought we'd show you something a little bit different. Rain isn't going to put us off too much, I'm hoping, because this time we're going to show you a converted barn.
Wow.
Looks stunning. Really characterful. In
Yeah?
the stone.
Yeah, that's Lincolnshire stone.
Lovely. Yeah, Will's always wanted a barn conversion.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant.
Are you?
Yes.
What are your concerns about a barn?
I just assume they're modern inside, so if it's not too contemporary, then that's fine.
Well, this one was converted in 2006. The actual barn itself, they think dates back to around 1790.
Gosh.
The good news is, it's not listed.
Ah.
So I think we should get out of this rain and get in, don't you? Come on.
This barn's exterior is full of 18th century charm with a history as both a forge and stables. It's set out in an L shape with the front door leading to a kitchen diner.
Let's come straight in. It's nice and dry in here.
Impressive high ceilings.
Yeah, nice.
Now, it is done in a contemporary, more modern style.
Yes. Can't really see in here where we would put our stamp on, to be honest.
Now, the way it's set up at the moment, next door, stud wall,
Ah.
you've actually got a utility room. So if you wanted to, you could take that down and you could actually open this out a little bit more.
Oh, there's scope there then.
Yeah. I think we'd need to do that. Or
We
need
would.
to consider it.
Yeah.
Let's see what you make of the rest of the property.
Moving down the corridor, we come to a reception room in the corner of the property.
So this is one of the sitting rooms,
Ah.
currently used as a rather lovely music room.
Oh.
And this leads us to the second sitting room.
Oh, this is nice. I'm
Nice and-
surprised.
Yeah, bright, really bright.
Well, it's open. This is
Yeah.
warmer. It definitely has that warmer, homely feel.
And do you like the space, the fact that there's two reception rooms?
I think so, yeah. I think but the fact that they're quite connected as well,
Yes.
so it's not having a separate room, it feels that it flows through. It's nice.
I can see closing that door to all Esme's clutter and this being our space, and Esme has her own playroom. I can really see that.
So things seem to be warming up in our barn conversion. And on the other side of the sitting room are two of a possible 4 bedrooms here.
So here is one of the bedrooms.
OK. Well, that's a good size dressing room.
Yeah. Became really used to those in Australia. Lots of the houses have like
Yeah.
the walk-in robes.
Which is so nice.
Very practical.
And a good size ensuite.
Yep. And it doesn't bother me that it's on the same level because we're sort of used to that from Australia as well.
But there's the option of sleeping upstairs here with 2 further double bedrooms above us, both in the eaves with skylights and making use of a smart family bathroom. Back downstairs, on the other side of a double garage and access room outside, is what could be bedroom number 4, completing the property's L shape.
So, this is a little surprise for you.
Yes.
An annex. So it's pretty large. At the moment, they've got a sofa bed in, but could easily get a double bed. You've got your own kitchenette and an ensuite.
Unexpected surprise,
It
definitely.
is. It's a big annex, actually.
So would this work for your friends and family, perhaps, if they came to stay?
Well, funnily enough, I think my mother would put her stamp on this.
Really?
Yes. She's often joked about granny flat, so she'd be more than happy with this.
Oh, is this the first we've both heard about it?
Well, yeah, we'd definitely lost a bedroom. It would be down to 3 bedrooms,
Yeah.
plus the granny flat.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to take you outside. Sadly, the weather isn't kind. We're going to need these. We're going to talk about money. You ready?
Right, let's go.
The double doors from the annex lead to a patio with views across the lawn to the church and neighbouring farmland beyond.
We've got horses in the paddock.
Esme would love that.
Would she?
I have to say, Esme would love that. And I can see that this garden is just practical, and I could see putting up a little Wendy house and bits and pieces to play for. So really, in practical terms, this works.
Can we put a figure on it?
I think I'd say 360,000.
Well, I was going to say a bit lower than that, and I'll say 345.
Well, you're both under the asking price. Will, by not too much.
Oh, OK.
It is on the market for £365,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'd like you to go back in on your own and have another look around.
OK.
All right, see you
Thank you.
later.
This historic barn is a generous £60,000 below Rebecca and Will's maximum budget. There are elements of the open plan space thereafter, and with some expert input, there could be the potential to open it up even more. Plus, they get the number of bedrooms they want, with an added bonus for guests with the annex. Outside the lawn is a perfect playground for their daughter.
Barn conversions do generally appeal to me. I like the big open plan spaces they tend to give inside. This house has got that in the 2 living rooms that are connected together, but the rest of the house doesn't really give any of that big, grand, open plan.
I feel like it would be a fantastic holiday home. If it was somewhere down on the coast, it would be ideal, but not a home for my family.
So that's it. Mixed reactions with this property, but I'm glad you took a second look. I think it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you that time to really go through the house and appreciate what you like and what's good.
Excellent. And guess what? Tomorrow, I've got another house to show you. This time, it's our mystery house.
Yeah.
Morning has broken on our second day in Lincolnshire, searching for a country home for Will and Rebecca and their young daughter Esme, who have recently returned from Australia. Their top budget of £425,000 is capable of opening plenty of doors for them. We've still got an impressive entrance to a rather grand mystery house to come face to face with,
It's impressive.
Yeah, it looks very big.
and I'll be seeing firsthand how one of the county's gorgeous aquatic mammals is nurtured back to health after being injured and stranded.
Who is this?
This is a little celebration for us. Unfortunately, she was abandoned from her mum.
Yesterday, we got some very positive reactions from both Will and Rebecca, but in all honesty, I don't think we managed to quite hit all their requirements. Today, we're on our way to our mystery house, which blends history and character with a modern, flowing feeling. But to achieve their perfect family home, I think our couple are going to have to approach this property with an open mind and a clear vision. Let's see how we get on.
Our final visit is to the mystery house, which takes us to the rural hamlet of Goltho, only 5 minutes from Will's family farm near Ragby. The town's low skyline is dominated by an old mill, with the Grade 2 listed All Saints Church also a prominent feature. There's a market square here, plus a good selection of eateries and local shops, with a maze providing perfect family fun. Just over a mile away, and we're in Goltho, where our mystery house certainly makes a statement. In a truly remote setting, just 2 properties stand at the end of a tree-lined track. One is a derelict barn on the market and awaiting development, but we're here to see its rather vibrant and imposing detached neighbour.
This is our mystery house.
OK. It's impressive.
Yeah, it looks very big.
I think what strikes me the most is how peaceful it is. Lovely and quiet.
Yeah, it's very kind of grand looking over the pine trees there.
Yeah.
The reason it's the mystery, it is very quirky. It's not your usual property. It's built about 150 years ago. You can see it's got a Gothic style to it.
Yes.
But there is a contemporary wing, shall we say, on
Right.
the side. Yeah?
That's that word again.
Well, let's see. Let's
Okay.
reserve judgment.
This mystery house was built in 1865, but bears little resemblance to its Victorian past. We're walking towards the newly extended hallway attached to the original part of the property. Here the ground floor has been opened up, but may require a bit of imagination as the owners have moved out.
So, please enter.
OK. Wow.
So as you walk in, you've got this huge area which could be used as a sitting room of sorts, and then you've got this room as well. Now tell me, was this what you were expecting?
No, very different on the inside to the outside. Very clean.
It's open, so the grandeur of it, is impressive, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm already sort of imagining what new furniture I could buy for this room. I could see us putting our own stamp on a property like this.
So a warm response so far. The kitchen lies to the other side of the bright hallway in the extended part.
Now, how is this for a kitchen diner?
Wow.
Now, is this big enough?
Yeah.
This is so Australian, so open plan, and so just ready for you to move into. I love the kitchen.
The layout of this is, you've got utility, you've got a downstairs cloakroom there, but you've also got another reception room stroke bedroom, which is what they had earmarked it for with the dressing room, because you've got a family bathroom literally that we just walked past.
I wasn't expecting this.
So the old and the new is beginning to work.
In this case, yes, absolutely.
Let's see what you make of upstairs.
As we head through the vast kitchen and back through the central hallway, the wooden staircase leads to a large beam landing on the first floor, also in the old part of the house. Here there's another family bathroom which is fully tiled and neutral. There's also a further 3 bedrooms, all of which are doubles. There's a decent-sized one in the middle, sandwiched between a smaller bedroom and the master ensuite.
Now, I'm not going to lie, when that extension was put in, they chose not to go up and put any of the bedrooms in it. So they are all of quite a modest size.
Okay. Yeah.
But what you do have is a really large ensuite with a stud wall. So if you wanted to, you could take at least 2 or 3 more foot going into there.
If the family bathroom's right next door, we don't need a massive ensuite.
I think if that makes this space bigger, then that would work far better. Don't really need that many bathrooms. Can I have a sneaky peek?
Go and have a little look, stick your head in.
Oh, yes, it's a big... and it's a wardrobe.
Yep.
Ah, that's good. The wardrobe's good.
Oh,
So you could easily...
That's a lot bigger than... Yeah.
Right, outside now to
Okay.
look at this land.
Our surprising mystery house has done well, and I suspect the outside space will also impress them. It's a garden paradise for their daughter, featuring a large lawn dotted with fruit trees and framed by hedgerows.
Now, I think this is an exceptional space, blank canvas.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. I mean, you've got so much space and potential to... Yeah.
It's just stunning. It's really special.
Okay.
Okay.
How much do we think this property is on the market for?
Go Will first.
I'd say £410,000.
Okay. I think it's top of the budget, so I'm just going to say 425.
Because that is the very top of your budget,
It is the
isn't
very
it?
top of our budget.
Okay, asking price, £399,995. So £5 off the £400,000 mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Interesting.
talk to me.
It's definitely worth considering.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm guessing you two might want to take the time and actually look around on your own.
Definitely.
A second viewing?
Yes, please.
Please do. Go on, off you go. How exciting was that? Do you think they're going to buy it? I mean, it is a splendid home. It gives them everything they want. The rural setting, it's got history, it's got character, it's contemporary, but we're allowed to use that word now. And put it all together, perfect family living.
This fabulous mystery house manages to blend quirky character with the contemporary open-plan space our buyers are used to from their time in Australia. And it would still give them £25,000 change from the top of their budget if they decided to make it theirs. Despite their demand for character, the modern wing of the home got the thumbs up, and the 19th century part gives them all the room they want and more. Outside offers a safe area for little Esme to play, and location-wise, it's within striking distance of Will's family farm.
I can see why it's a mystery. When you first look at the property, it's got that real kind of dark red colour, the gothicness to it, and you're expecting something really doom and gloom that's coming out of the woods.
The building is not something I would usually go for, so I was quite surprised about how inside It was just so light, spacious. Yes, it is contemporary, but I think it's got enough of old meets new for me to feel comfortable here.
I think the only compromise with the mystery house is the proximity to the house next door. And that's something we just have to really consider before we get head over heels with this house.
Have we ended on a high, I wonder?
Yes.
Yeah? You liked it?
Yes, yeah, really impressive.
Well, I think you two should have some time on your own, have a chat, and let's meet up and you can tell me what your next move's going to be.
Okay.
Along with its stunning countryside inland, Lincolnshire has an impressive coastline which stretches along the North Sea for almost 50 miles. Populations of grey and harbour seals are frequent visitors to these shores, and it's sad to say that often these wonderful mammals find themselves stranded on the wide sandy beaches here. Thankfully, a seal sanctuary in Skegness does a fine job of rescuing and rehabilitating these seals, and I've come to meet the sanctuary's director, Duncan Yeadon, to find out more.
How did it all start?
Well, it was 50 years ago in 1965, and my father came down to Skegness to help set up Natureland. It was a marine zoo to start with, and then one day somebody came along with a little baby seal in their arms that they found on the beach, and they said, "Can you do anything for this?" And that's how our seal rescue work started.
So these seals that you actually rescue, what percentage can you release back into the wild?
Out of the ones we rescue, about 90% go back into the wild.
That's a high amount. And how long will it take to nurture them and get them back to full health?
On average, it takes us about 3 months from when the pup comes in to when we're releasing them back into the wild.
Now, today's a special day, I believe, isn't it?
It is indeed, yes. We're going to be releasing Bonnie, one of our grey seal pups, back into the wild.
So have you got any recently rescued pups in the sanctuary at the moment?
We have.
Am I able to go and take a look?
You are indeed.
Who should I ask for?
If you ask for Curtis when you get there.
Great, I'll go and take a look. Thank you, I'll see you later.
See you later.
The sanctuary rescues around 40 seals a year, which are usually orphaned, injured or trapped. Curtis Jones is a seal hospital worker who has been doing a wonderful job here for 6 years.
Hi, Curtis.
Hi, Nicky.
Good to meet you. Preparing someone's lunch by the look of it.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fish here, ready for the seals.
I can hear somebody in here. Who is this?
This is Little Celebration for us. Unfortunately, she was abandoned from her mum at about a week old, and she was actually found in a cow field.
How long has she been here?
She's been here now for about 4 weeks. She's put on around about 5 pounds in body weight, which is nearly doubled in size as well.
And what type of seal is she?
She's actually a harbour seal.
Celebration has been patiently waiting for her lunch, and here it comes.
Oh.
As you can see, she's responded to that splash. She's very hungry.
Obviously, the aim is for her to be re-established back into the wild.
Yeah.
How many over the years that the sanctuary's been open do you think you've managed to do that successfully?
Well, from what we know record-wise, about 725 plus.
That many?
Yeah.
My goodness, what a difference you make.
Another 3 months here and this gorgeous seal should be ready to be released back into the wild. But today, it's the turn of young Bonnie. She's been here for 4 months after she was found orphaned, injured and weak. And after a good dose of TLC, she's now at the rearing pool, where the seals go after they've been rehabilitated. Only then are they strong enough to be taught to feed themselves so that they can survive alone in the wild.
So, Duncan, which one's Bonnie?
She's the one at the front here, and she's the only grey seal.
Will you be sad to see her go?
Yeah, we're always a little bit worried about them when we let them go, but really it's a nice feeling because we're releasing a seal that wouldn't have survived.
It's an important day, isn't it?
It certainly is.
After the pool is drained, Bonnie's ready to be transported in a crate.
In you go.
Next, it's onto the scales for Bonnie to see if she's back to full health and fighting fit. When she was rescued, she weighed just 22 kilos.
Oh, she needs to be 35 kilograms. She's easily heavy enough to go.
But are you ready for your next adventure?
OK, Nikki, you're going to give us a pull?
Yes, this is it.
Let's go.
And off we head to the beach for what could be a rather emotional goodbye.
How do they normally react when they're first released?
They're all different. So some go straight off into the sea and will never to be seen again. And some hang around a bit. Some refuse to come out the crate to start with, so you never know.
So we don't know. So, Duncan, are you happy?
I'm happy, yes, she's ready to go.
I think Bonnie's happy. Back to the wild.
Off you go.
Ready, Bonnie? Off you go. Little bit of trepidation.
She's thinking about it.
He is.
Off you go.
Off you go, Bonnie.
I think she knows where to go now.
Look at that, back into the wild.
She's just getting used to the waves.
So is this a good release for you?
Yeah, it gives you a really nice sense of achievement to see them going back after you've rescued them, and, you know, when they're in very poor condition when they come in. It's really nice to see.
It is an amazing thing to see.
How wonderful to see Bonnie reunited with her natural habitat. Now it's time to see if we've managed to help find our buyers somewhere to call home.
Well, we're coming to the end of our property search with Will and Rebecca here in Lincolnshire. We've shown them 3 properties in, well, very different locations. But my money is just on one of them. But let's hear what they've got to say. What a lovely spot. Well, out of everything we've shown you, and they've been pretty different, all of them, I wonder, have we found you a property that you're going to consider moving into?
Well, we certainly are taken with the mystery house. It's challenged us in all the right way, but really boils down to it does give us everything we asked for. It offers us a lot of space, it's got character, it's just got a great family home feel to it, and I can just see us being very happy there.
And I think, yeah, it's got potential as well on the outside to transform it into something, yeah, even
really
better.
Stunning, yeah.
And what about the location of the mystery house?
It's idyllic there because of the trees and the way it's situated with the garden all around. I can't believe that you found a house like that near a town like Rugby, because it seems to have the best of both worlds.
What's the next step then with that property?
I think the next step is definitely to go and get the details and to have another look around and really consider the extent of the grounds, the interaction with the next door property and what the potential is for that, and what that really means if we were to go further with that house.
Oh, a second viewing's got to happen, and soon as well. You know, we need to get moving.
Well, I hope that second viewing of the mystery house is successful. I'll be keeping everything crossed, and do let us know, won't you?
Oh, we will.
Thank you both. When I first met Will and Rebecca, they had a pretty clear vision in their minds of what they wanted from their property. And for me, it felt like they wanted to incorporate elements of the Australian lifestyle with the best of British countryside living. Now, having spent a few days with them, I think we've cemented that idea. So I'm delighted that we found them a property that ties up all those elements, but is also in the most beautiful of rural settings, something we know is close to their heart. So it's fingers crossed for that second viewing, and I'll see you again on Escape to the Country.
Rebecca and Will did revisit the mystery house, and the good news is they've put in an offer which has been accepted, so we wish them all the very best with their move. If you would like to escape to the country in England, Scotland, Northern Ireland or Wales and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.